Hey guys, I'm Mitch,
I'm Austin.
and this is Super Platinum Achievement. And Nintendo has had a major Nintendo Direct every single September for the last 6 years, and we don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So, before we dive in, guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, if you like this video at the end, give us a big thumbs up. Also, share with your friends as well. It all helps us out. We appreciate it. So, yeah, Nintendo has done a major Nintendo Direct, and the past week or so, we've had these rumors on what's going to happen, and multiple sources confirming these rumors. We already did a little bit of a video about it, talking about one of the things that's going to be in this Direct, so we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. And that's Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess coming. Now, we've talked about these probably for the last two and a
I
half
I think
years.
it's been since Zelda's anniversary, but yeah, we're gonna probably see those. I think pretty early, probably in the direct if they do show them off.
Mm-hmm.
It probably won't be first thing. I bet it'll be like the second or third thing they
Somewhere around the
do,
middle,
because usually
probably.
usually their first one is a pretty big announcement, but it's usually like a big port or a big cloud game that they
Something third
have
party,
moved on to
yeah.
the Switch. And Mitch actually has a few ideas on what could be those games. If Mitch, take it away.
Yeah, I've kind of looked at their history, but yeah, as far as Zelda goes, like I said, there are so many rumors forever, and I would be absolutely shocked if the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess don't come, especially because they said they are going to have a Zelda game every single year since the Switch came out, and so far there's been nothing in 2022, and I think they've been holding on to it specifically for that gap filler in case they needed it. So I think we're going to get that in probably November. But yeah, I think they're going to open this direct. Like I said, their pattern has been mostly big third party games like ports coming to the Switch and or DLC. So I think we have two options. The first kind of obvious option could be the Mario Kart tracks. We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that track DLC that you can get, or if you're an expansion pass member, you get them for free. And we'll get some details on those and maybe some exciting new bonuses, I think. I don't think they're going to do just tracks. I think we might maybe get even a couple new characters or carts, something thrown in there as well.
Yeah,
And I
customization
think
and
the,
stuff.
yeah, and I think the other option could be Resident Evil Village Cloud version. I would be very surprised to see a native port come. I mean, it is possible, but they're going to have to do a lot of downgrading to get
Yeah.
that to play well because that's a pretty demanding game. But Nintendo has been doing cloud versions for a long time now. We got the cloud version of Guardians of the Galaxy. We're getting the cloud version of A Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah, we got
And
Control, Hitman 3, like they're on there, and
yep,
I think if you have a good connection, they work pretty well. So I
yeah,
think
if
they're
you've got
gonna.
a good solid connection, they're pretty decent. Not great, but I do think that is going to be something that comes, and I think that makes the most sense. They did do a Resident Evil 7 cloud version as well for Japan only, so we might see them both come out to the other territories as well, 7 and 8, or Village, as you may know it, coming to the Nintendo Switch via the cloud, because I think that may be the future of the Switch. I
Hmm.
mean, we talked about that 2 years ago as well, that it could
Yeah.
be cloud, and they're kind of showing that with some of these bigger games. So I think that could be very well the way they open the showcase is with something big like that. Another thing they've consistently talked about in these directs since the Nintendo Switch has come out is something to do with Nintendo Switch Online. Every September we've gotten something big, whether that be the original NES games or the Super Nintendo games, and of course last year we had Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games. So there's been rumors for a long time that it's going to be Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and all the Game Boy games coming to the Nintendo Switch. So I do think that does make an appearance, and it will be included with the expansion pack for the Nintendo Switch Online. That's not going to be part of the base. It's going to be part of the expansion pack, adding more value to that. So I do think we'll see that come. And then we've got a lot of filler in between. They usually talk about games we already know about. I
Hmm.
think the next thing is that's not going to be super exciting because we already know about it. It's been delayed already. And that's Advanced Wars 1+2, and a lot of people are looking forward to these. These were great games, and they got delayed like over a
Yeah.
year.
So I'm actually was very excited to see it coming to the Switch, because I think it'll be a collection I will pick up for that, because that seems like a good fun time to bring it back to being a child.
So we know that's going to happen, and we'll hopefully finally get an actual release date for it. I'm guessing probably holiday of this year. And then another game that we already know about that they actually announced during last year's Nintendo Direct was Bayonetta 3. Or not announced, I guess, but they
Showed
re-announced
off.
it because it was
Yeah.
it was announced 4 years prior to that.
Nintendo's really good at announcing things and then saying nothing and then re-announcing them. So yeah, Bayonetta 3
Yes.
got re-announced, and then we did get gameplay, because I think that's a really big
Yeah.
game people have been holding out for quite a while. I think that almost is a Switch seller for some people. So or that's the reason they bought the Switch, and they've just been waiting patiently. So fingers
Yeah,
crossed
and
that
we
we'll
know that
finally get
is
some
coming
news.
in. We know that is coming in October. They did tell us that. We just we don't have a ton more. We had that short little snippet of gameplay,
Yeah.
so I think
And you
that's
know
going
what?
to be
I
that
always want to
big
hold my
chunk.
breath too, because there always could be more delays. You never know.
Delayed, right?
So yeah,
So,
that's
and then
unfortunate.
a huge theme is
Huge.
random Square Enix games.
Yes, there's gonna be random Square Enix games. I know we're getting into a bunch of Persona games. We're probably gonna see that as well. So we got Square Enix, and then I think a good collection of Persona games coming in this
Mm-hmm.
Switch Direct. There we go. Let's finish my sentence here. And
Switch
then
Direct.
hopefully we finally get to see the sequel to Breath of the Wild. I still I don't know if they're going to do it in this direct, or if it's going to get its own designated direct, but I would like to get more information about that. Maybe
Right.
another trailer.
Maybe a name,
Yeah, maybe a name. Let's just go with that. Let's just
a
what
title. Yeah.
aim for, just go set your bar low for Nintendo Directs, then you will never be disappointed. Because
Yep.
they just continually
Very
disappoint
low.
you
Very low.
all the time. So they're probably going to throw in some random stuff that no one asked for, of course. The four people that are probably going to be jumping out of their chairs for it. But other than that, this is like, okay. But we'll probably get more ports, I think, from older games that, just haven't made their way to the Switch yet. They might highlight those. I know Mitch said off camera, we were talking about Dead Island, since, we do have a sequel finally coming out for that game. So it might be a good time to bring it to the Switch. And stuff like that. Older games that have lived their life on other platforms, but can find new life on the Switch.
Yeah, and I think Dead Island is a great one for that because the sequel's coming out. A lot of people haven't played it. You got those Nintendo faithful that only play games on Nintendo, and I think Dead Island is one that could natively run on the Switch. And then possibly when Dead Island 2 comes out, we get a cloud version of that as well, because that's what they did with Dying Light. We got a native version of Dying Light, and then Dying Light 2 got a cloud version. So I think that could be very similar. Different developers, but kind of the same. I mean, they came from the same place. So I think we could see that. And then another thing that we've been waiting for a long time, and I think this will be the 1-2 punch possibly to end the showcase. We may get one other game thrown in there, but I don't know. And that's going to be Metroid. That's another trilogy that is said to be done and ready to go for a while, and they're just waiting for the right time. This year is the 20th anniversary of Metroid Prime, so this could be the perfect time to announce and possibly release during holidays the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, whether that be the full trilogy HD or maybe even just a full remake of Metroid Prime completely redone. That would be awesome as well. I think it's more likely we're going to get the trilogy done in HD
Yeah,
and see that released.
like we've seen with a lot of the other titles on Nintendo.
Yeah.
They kind of just do the HD trilogy to kind of get people back into the hype. Obviously we know Metroid Prime 4 is coming. It's been restarted in development, so we don't know when it's going to come out. So this would be nice to find get this HD remake kind of thing of these games to bring new people into it, and maybe haven't played them in a while and come back to it. So
yeah, refresh people that have already played them and bring a new generation in to the Metroid Prime series. That would be a great way for us. And then if they announce Metroid Prime 4 or re-announce, that will be the way they end the showcase. That'll be the big thing. If we get Metroid Prime 4 and then a subtitle for it, as well as a little bit of gameplay, that'll be huge. That'll be the way they end it. I'm still skeptical because, like Austin just said, they've restarted this game multiple times. They even switched developers the first time. Apparently, it's just been a mess.
Yeah,
And
it's been a common thing lately, not just for Nintendo, but for a lot of studios where these games just kind of end up in like development purgatory. And that,
yeah,
some of them do find their way out, some don't. I think Nintendo's pretty good about keeping them alive and getting them out. So hopefully, they're just working behind the scenes, doing what they're doing, and we will see Metroid Prime 4, maybe in the next 2 years. We'll see. At this rate, maybe by that time we'll get the Breath of the Wild sequels title too. So you never know.
yeah, exactly. And then if we don't get Metroid Prime 4, there's been another rumor that's been around for a long time that I think is overdue as well, and that's a new Donkey Kong game. I mean, we haven't had a new Donkey Kong game since Tropical Freeze, which I'm just going off the top of my head. I think that was like 7 years ago or something like that.
Because that came out with. Did that come out with the Wii U?
That was on the Wii U,
and then it became a Switch
Tropical Freeze port.
It was one of the early games you could get for the Switch. I do remember that, but yeah. So yeah, we haven't had a new Donkey Kong in this generation of console. If we could do that, if they want to do the 2D, the 2.5D, like Tropical Freeze, I will take it. But I would like to see the Mario Odyssey and Kirby Forgotten Land treatment and kind of do that third person platforming style game with Donkey Kong.
Very possible, because originally it was kind of rumored that it was supposed to be announced last year as a 2.5D, and a lot of people were like, "Oh," and I'm thinking Nintendo might have felt the disappointment from fans when the rumor came out, and we're like, you know what, we should kind of start over here and do a full 3D. And it is rumored that some of the development teams from Mario Odyssey are working on this. So I do think it's going to get that treatment, and we are going to get a 3D Donkey Kong if it does come out. They just did it with Kirby. We got Forgotten Land, which was awesome. Great game. I didn't hear a single bad thing about it besides that it ended too soon. People wanted it to keep going. So I think Donkey Kong would just destroy the sales charts if that were to happen. So that would be the other big way they ended it. To me, actually, I would prefer that. I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan. Yeah. I'd much rather see a new Donkey Kong game. Obviously, I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4, but we already know that's coming, and a brand new game is more exciting to me. So those are kind of our predictions for this Nintendo Direct. We do know what's going to happen.
You forgot about one last prediction, Mitchell.
When it's going to be.
It's they're going to let us down.
Obviously,
of course,
they're going to let us down.
We are going to get nothing.
That's not a prediction. That's a guarantee.
That's a guarantee. Yeah, we can end the show on a guarantee. They'll let us down. You know what? But the sad thing is, and I know Mitch is the same way. Maybe we're just naive or ignorant, but we always have that glimmer of hope. Like, you know what? Maybe this will be the Direct where they blow us away.
This will be the big one.
This will be the big one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then another game we forgot to mention, Pokemon's going to be in there. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Sorry.
We do know that's coming. So, I mean, we'll get to see something on it. But, yeah, we're always more hopeful towards games that haven't been announced yet and these big announcements. So that's what we like to focus on. And
so if we could get even one of these big predictions that we just threw out there, that'll be huge. Aside from the Zelda one, because the Zelda ports, I think, are 99% guaranteed at this point. But if we could get some of those other big ones, that would be awesome. But yeah, be prepared to be disappointed. And then it's going to be on a Wednesday or a Thursday. They've done that every single year. Last year was a Thursday, and the year before that was a Thursday. So we may be keeping the Thursday trend. Yeah. And we kind of both agreed that the 22nd looks really promising.
Does.
On when this Direct will happen. So it could be as soon as next week, but...
So, and keep in mind, 22nd, 2-2 equals 4, Metroid Prime 4 confirmed.
2-2-2-2.
Oh, it's all the twos.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong somehow works out in there.
Something about it. But yeah.
Donkey Kong 4D.
Plus 2.
You can smell the bananas.
You can smell you can taste the bananas. You can lick your Joy-Con controller and somehow...
that's the new feature. They've been holding on us. That's why the Joy-Cons are so expensive. There's a taste feature in them. They just have yet to unlock.
Yep. Gonna lick it right on the charge ports. So those are our predictions, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments. We love to chat with you. Do you think we're just way too hopeful? Do you think a lot of this is going to happen? Or do you think we even undercut it and there might even be more big things? Let us know what you think we might have missed. Or if you agree with us in the comments. We love to chat with you. If you guys like this video, please hit that subscribe button, give us a big thumbs up, and we hope to see you again here on
Super Platinum Achievement.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.